Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Rouse Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we're going to bring you the Interleague action between the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Hiroshima Carp. It is the second last day of the regular Interleague scheduled games, and we are back in the house here after about 8 days, I think, without doing our latest ball game. Our friend Harrison's back in the house, and he's with us here tonight, too. And we appreciate everybody for popping in here with us. We're going to be the starting lineups, first of all, from the visitors from Tohoku. Leading off and playing shortstop is number 6, Itsuki Moribayashi. Hitting second at second base is number 0, Hiroto Kobakata. Hitting third at first is the number 3, Hideto Asamura. And the cleanup spot and playing third base is number 24, Fumiya Kurakawa. Batting fifth and left field is number 39, Yukiya Ito. Batting in the 6th spot and in right field is number 32, Daisuke Nakajima. Hitting 7th in center field is number 8, Ryusuke Tatsumi. Hitting 8th and doing the catching is number 2, Hikaru Oda. And batting 9th and doing the pitching is number 69, Suryo Uchi. And they are going to be facing Hiroki Takota, who takes to the hill with a 6-5 record this year, working 89 and a third innings. He's allowed 70 hits, 21 runs, 19 of Bernard, walking 15, striking out 49, and pitching to an ERA of 1.91. Well, that's the starting lineup for the visitors from Tohoku. Now the starting lineup for the Hiroshima Carp. Leading off in center field, wearing number 59, is Minoru Omori. Batting second in left field is number 61, Sandro Fabian. Hitting third at third base is number 5, Kaito Kazono. And the cleanup spot at first base is number 95, Alejarius Montero. Batting fifth and doing the catching is number 31, Shogo Sakakura. Batting sixth in right field is number 52, Shota Sakene. Batting seventh at shortstop is number 4, Masaya Yano. Batting in the 8th spot is number 33, Ryusuke Kikuchi. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is Hiroki Takota. And they are going to be facing Suryo Ichi, who takes to the hill with a 3-1 record. He's worked 39 innings so far this year, allowing 37 hits, 12 runs, 9 of which have been earned. He has walked 14, struck out 20, and he's pitched to a 2.08 earned run average. Well, that's your starting lineups for both of these clubs. Hiroki Takota is on the hill. The Carp are in their home whites with the red trim here today, as it is a bit of a cloudy day in Hiroshima, but the temperatures are heating up in Japan, as Takota has just completed his tune-up tosses, and we're about ready to get this one underway. Eagles and Carp, the Mazda Zoom Zoom Stadium in Hiroshima. As we mentioned, we've been off the airways for a little bit, as we have been a little bit with the nose to the grindstone, but it is going to be Moribayashi coming to bat here to lead it off to begin inning number 1. Moribayashi hitting .320 on the year with 3 homers and 24 runs batted in, and the first pitch from Takota is a breaking ball that misses down and in. The count is 1-0. And we are underway at 2:01 local time, or 14:01 if you're in the military time frame. As there's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The count goes to 1-1 on Moribayashi. Left-hander Takota rocking into the delivery, kicks and fires. There's a slow breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. I don't think Moribayashi liked that call. 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. The Pacific League teams have absolutely dominated the Central League teams in this version of the Interleague play. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on it. Is grounded foul over on the third base side. Count remains at 1-2. Currently, the record in this series in the Interleague series, it is 57-36 in favor of the Pacific League teams. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field. Moving over underneath it and making the catch is Omori, and that is going to retire Muribayashi for the first out of the inning. Defensively tonight for the Carp, from left to right field, it's Fabian in left, Omori in center, and Sekene is in right. Around the horn from first to third, you've got Montero at first. The second baseman is Kikuchi. At short, it's Yano, and the third baseman, Kazono, with the battery of Takota and Sakakura. There's a slow breaking ball that misses down and away to Kobakata. The count is 1-0. Kobakata hitting only .233 this year. He's got no homers and 8 RBIs. As there's a breaking ball that misses down, the count goes to 2-0. But Kobakata does have 20 stolen bases. And hitting in the 2 spot, he is very adroit with the bat, as he can get that into play more often than not. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Lefty Takota rocking himself into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike. Count now goes to 3-1. Full slate of games across the NPB tonight, as expected, as the lefty rocks and delivers. There is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 3-2 on Kobakata. Harrison said, "You missed Bauer's last start." He's shocked. Yeah, I was looking to try to do it, and I tried to get a pregame nap in on that. There's that fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 3-2. And unfortunately, I just couldn't get up in time. I ended up waking up in about the 5th inning. I wasn't able to get up before the game. Just a little too much, needed a little bit too much rest as that fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains full here to Kobakata. Tried to get up to get the Bauer in the other night, but sleep one out over that. And the full count pitch on the way, it is a soft liner hit right to the glove of the third baseman, Kazono. And Kobakata is gone for the second out of the inning here, and that is going to leave it all up to the first baseman in Hideto Asamura. Well, for Asamura, he's hitting .258 on the year, 5 homers and 24 RBIs. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball that misses up, and the count is 1-0. Harrison says he's been bad for the Bay Stars. I don't think so, Harrison. I think some of his numbers haven't been the best, but certainly it's not necessarily the result of him, as that fastball is taken for a called strike. The count's 1-1. Doesn't get a whole lot of offensive support when he pitches, and he's been going out and rolling out 110, 120 pitches per start. As that fastball swung on and fouled away, the count's 1-2 to Asamura. One thing I like about Dakota is that he works quickly. He doesn't waste a whole lot of time. He gets the ball and is ready to go as the 1-2 pitch on the way is a breaking ball waved at and missed. And that is going to retire Asamura for the third out of the inning as the Eagles go in order here in their half of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom half of inning number 1. It is the Eagles nothing and the Carp coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. It'll be me and Harrison holding it down here for a bit. We'll be right back after this bottom of the first inning when we return. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of inning number one. It'll be Omori, Fabian, and Kazono. Our friend Pat Malloy jumps in and says, how about those Phillies? How about them? What is Nick Castellanos doing over there? Getting himself into trouble? That would be the big question. So Omori, Fabian, and Kazono to get things going here against the starter for the Eagles, Uchi, as he rocks himself into the windup as he kicks and fires a first pitch fastball swung. This ball's belted into deep right field. This ball could be trouble, and this ball is going to be gone. A home run, the first pitch of the ball game at the bottom half of the inning, and it has given the Carp a 1-0 lead on the first pitch that Omari sees. That's going to be his third homer of the year as he absolutely obliterates that one into right field. And it is a 1-0 game here for the Hiroshima Carp. So the Central League Carp on the first pitch they see deposits it into the right field stands. That is going to bring up the left fielder in Sandro Fabian. Pat says, I knew I should have bet on the Carp. There you go. So the first pitch from Uchi delivered to Fabian is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Ball no strikes to Fabian. Fabian hitting .296 on the season, 7 homers and 34 runs batted in. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that misses inside, it's now 2-0. So he's yet to throw a strike that hasn't stayed in the park. As Uchi. 1-0 lead here for the Carp, bottom half of inning number one. Right-hander Uchi getting his sign from his catcher Oda, and he rocks himself slowly into the windup as he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, rolled over to short, fielded neatly by Murray Biashi. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Fabian on a ground out 6-3. So one gone here, and that'll bring up the third baseman in Kaito Kazono. Well, defensively tonight for the Golden Eagles, from left to right field, it is Ito in left, center fielder is Tatsumi, and in right field it is Nakajima. Around the horn from first to third, you've got Asamura at first, Komakata at second, the shortstop Murray Biashi, and at third, it is Kurakawa with the battery of Uchi and Oda. As the right-hander slowly goes into the windup, there is a breaking ball swung on, grounded foul over on the first base side. I have to tell you, the foul ball and the home run were absolutely hammered, and it almost looks like they know what the pitchers are that are coming here from Uchi. Our good friend Harrison there, he is a fan of the New York Boulders, and he is an intern over there. He says he's having a great turn as the social media intern. Maybe we'll have to go and take a look and see exactly what's going on there. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul just past the bag at first base. Count now goes to 0-2. New York Boulders. I wonder if we'd say that the Boulders are a chip off the old block. Pat says he's going to have to go take a peek too. Yeah, I think so. See if there's any recognizable names or any names that would resonate with the listeners. As the 0-2 is on the way, it's a fastball that misses down, and the count remains at 0-2. Pat says he's going to the Iron Pigs game tomorrow in Allentown. Iron Pigs are the Phillies AAA affiliate. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander slowly rocks himself into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it, is grounded right back to Uchi. He throws on the run over to Asamura at first, and they're able to get Kazono. I'm not sure why he wouldn't just set his feet and let her go. But it is a ground out 1-3 for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up to the first baseman, Alharios Montero. The Iron Pigs, the AAA team. I wonder, I haven't looked in on him lately, how the reliever Koyo Oyagi is doing, the former Hanshin Tiger, as he ended up in the bullpen for the Iron Pigs. As the first pitch is on the way, there's a fastball that misses down and away. We did an update a few weeks ago. Actually, he wasn't pitching all that bad in AAA. He was just terrible in spring training. Yeah, Pat says he's doing well. Yeah, he's a sidewinder. who actually used to be a starter in the NPB, a sidewinding starter. Fastball swung on. This ball's laced into left field. It's going to get down. It's going to get all the way to the wall. Montero digging around first. He's going to head into second. The throw comes in. It's not going to be in time. It's going to be a stand-up double for Helios Montero. And so he is aboard with a 2-out double, and that'll bring up the catcher in Shogo Sakakura. Haven't really figured out what we're going to do for tomorrow night. We are going to do another one tomorrow, and we are just kind of getting an idea of exactly what. I know the pitching matchups will be announced here shortly. So once we get a chance at that, I usually like to base my games based on some of that other stuff. Pat says, first Japanese-born player ever in Allentown. There you go. Lee Valley, or is it Lehigh Valley? Or Lee Valley? I forget what they exactly call that. I think it's Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. So runner at second, 1-0 here early for the Carp as the right-hander Uchi served up a bomb to start the game as Sakakura stands in. And the first pitch to him on the way is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Harrison says it's Coca-Cola Park. Yeah, Lehigh. What other sport was there in Lehigh, or at least in Allentown? I don't think they had an ECHL team at any point. It might be the only game in town, the only show in town in Allentown. As the 1-0 pitch ready to come here from Uchi. As he kicks and delivers. Oh, yeah, the Philadelphia Phantoms moved over there as well. Fastball misses up, and the count now goes to 2-0. Would have been the Philadelphia Flyers affiliate in the American Hockey League once upon a time. So 2 balls and no strikes to Sakakura. It's actually not a bad time. You got your baseball during the spring and summer, hockey through the fall and winter. For a town like Allentown, they would be able to support both and probably do it quite well. Here's the 2-0. Breaking ball misses low. It's now 3-0 to Sakakura. Right fielder Shota Sekene waiting his turn on deck. So 3 balls and no strikes to Sakakura. 13 pitches already here delivered by Uchi in the first inning. Carp have a 1-0 lead over the Eagles as the right-hander holds to the set, checks the runner at second. Now delivers. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and that's going to be ball 4. Sakakura is going to be aboard with a walk that's going to put runners at first and second. That's going to bring Shota Sekene to the plate. Pat says, a lot of fun to watch back in the day. Went to a few games in Philadelphia before they went up the 309 to Allentown. Shota Sekene coming to the plate. He is hitting .270 on the year, 6 homers and 38 runs batted in. Carp looking for more after the leadoff homer. Uchi was able to retire the next 2 in quick succession. But a double by Montero and a walk to Sakakura, the Carp still have something brewing here in inning number 1. As the right-hander kicks and fires, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-0 on Sekene. Good crowd in Hiroshima for this one, as expected. A sea of red all the way around, even in the upper deck in left field where the Tohoku fans made their way. It sort of blends in with their maroon colors. The Eagles are in the maroon tops, and they've got the white pants with the colored piping. As the 1-0 is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. I haven't had an opportunity to really follow. I used to follow the American Hockey League more because I had some friends who were officials in the AHL. Actually, a number of guys I knew were American Hockey League officials at one time, but I don't follow so much anymore. They're all done. There's a fastball that just misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. A couple were able to get to the National Hockey League, but Didn't have a whole lot of time there. Pat says, looks like on June 17th, they transferred Aogi to the development list. Yeah, whatever that means. I don't know what that means either. Be interesting. I'll have to go and take a peek after the 2-1 pitch on the way. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's hammered into left field. That's going to get a run in. Rounding third is Montero. He's heading home. The throw is going to get cut off. And the Carp have themselves another run here. An RBI single off the bat of Sekene. Sakakura stops at second. Montero able to lug his way around the bases to score the second run of the inning. It's now a 2-0 lead here for the Carp, and it's going to bring up the shortstop in Masaya Yano. Well, for Yano, he's hitting .214 on the year, homer and 17 RBIs. Carp drawing first blood here in the bottom of the first inning. If you took the over-under on the or you took the over or the under in your betting line, hope you didn't take the under in the first 5 innings. This could be blown away here pretty quickly. So this brings Yano to the plate, batting from the left side. The shortstop has his hands extended, holds them up high as the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. As we mentioned, we're going to try to be on the airwaves again tomorrow night. We just have to get a look at the pitching matchups, and we'll try to make a decision. If Bauer goes tomorrow, we'll do the Bay Stars, and he is slated to go against Austin Voth. So we'll look to do the Bay Stars and the Marines tomorrow night. We try to do as many Bauer games as we can, and certainly he's going to be pitching on 4 days rest again. As the 0-1 pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses outside. The count goes even to 1-1. We were talking a couple of streams ago, or at least on the last stream. I haven't updated that, but we were saying about how there were only 2 pitchers in Major League Baseball as of 8 days ago that had thrown 110 or more pitches. One was Framber Valdez, threw 117 in a game, and the other was Eric Fedde, who threw 110. And Bauer, in about a 12-day window, 3 times threw over 110 pitches in an NPB game. 1-1 on the way. Breaking ball swung on and fouled away right at home plate. Counts 1-2 to Yano. It was the fastball of the split finger variety. It fell off the table a little bit there for Yano. Still able to get a piece of it. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's certainly a Saturday night North American time with Trevor Bauer. That would be, I'm sure we'll have a decent audience for that one. So Yano waggling the bat, the right-hander holding to the set. And here comes the 1-2 offering. It is a fastball swung on and missed. Yano in the books. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it here finally for the Carp. But they do some damage as they score 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. The solo shot by Omori opened the scoring. There was no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. You're now through 1 complete. It is the Carp 2 and the Golden Eagles no score. Stay with us, everybody. The top of the second is just around the corner after this. Be sure to check out our buddy Steve Rademacher after the game. His quest for 600 subscribers is seemingly stalled. Here is a little bit of info about our friend Steve.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now. And back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Pat says he thought it was LA Straps and not Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, that's our other channel there, Pat. It's got the R rating on it. We save that for after hours and very, very late night. It is going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat here for Tohoku in their half of inning number 2. It'll be Kurakawa, Ito, and Nakajima, as they will be facing the left-hander Takota here for his second round of work. The lefty Takota ready to go. 17 pitches in the first inning, as the first offering's a breaking ball that misses a down and away, and the count is 1-0. Kurakawa batting .400 on the year. He is 6 for 15, hitting from the left side. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. No homers and 3 RBIs. He's batting from the left side. He's kind of got an interesting stance, a little bit upright in the lower half, but a little bit, I guess, kind of hunched over on the top, as there's a fastball swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-2. He does extend his hands away from his body when he starts, and he holds them up rather high around his ears. There's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul into the seats down the left field line. And the count is going to remain at 1-2. So 1-2 strikes. Again, the lefty rocking into the motion and delivering. There's a breaking ball that is down in the dirt. The count goes to 2-2. One of the things, I was out at the park earlier tonight, and we have these bugs that will bite you. They're almost like no-see-em type bugs. There's a fastball swung on, it is lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. And you get bitten by them, and I have this almost like an allergy to it, and it really, really, really makes you want to itch. Fastball swung on. This ball's line just past the glove of the third baseman of the Carp, past the outstretched arm of Kazono. That's going to be a base hit here for Kurakawa as he goes the other way with a single, and that's going to bring up left fielder Yukiya Ito. But these particular bugs, they really make you want to scratch. You got to take an antihistamine, or at least I do, to knock them down so that they're not bothering you. But these things are absolutely a pain. This is going to bring Ito to the plate, hitting .226 on the season, a homer and 7 RBIs. He enjoyed himself almost a renaissance season last year for the Eagles, but he has slowed the pace a little bit now. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1-no strikes. Hiroki Takota getting the start here for the Carp, as we mentioned. And the top of the stream, we said he's kind of been a bit of a hard luck pitcher. He does have a 6-5 record, really good ERA. Not always the support from the Carp, as there's a fastball swung on it, is driven into deep left field. Moving back onto the warning track is Fabian. And he's going to make the catch. He sent it a long way, did Ito. Ball got up in the air. He just missed that one by a little bit, but he is going to be retired for the first out of the innings. So 1 gone. It'll bring up the right fielder in Daisuke Nakajima. For Nakajima, he's hitting .287 on the year, a couple of homers and 11 RBIs. Getting the start in right field tonight. Another left-handed stick here for the Golden Eagles. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. 1-no strikes. Eagles Carp, top of the second inning. You are just joining us for this one here as the lefty holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 1-1. So 1-1 strike it is. Tomorrow is the last official scheduled day of interleague play. You do, however, have a makeup game on the Monday between the Marines and the Giants, or at least slated to be. And then we are looking at a little bit of a break in the NPB, and they'll resume the action again next weekend. So they always do that after interleague play. They usually have 4 days that they have where they don't have any scheduled games. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. A little surprised in some ways because I would have thought maybe they would have tried to make up some earlier rainouts, as there are some teams that are behind in their games. Or the end of the season, they usually get some of those caught up. As the lefty Dakota getting his sign from his catcher Sakakura. And here comes the 2-1 pitch to Nakajima. Instead, they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Kurikawa. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Lefty again kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. Count remains at 2-2. He's got the end of the bat and fouled that one away. Did the left-handed hitting Nakajima. And the lefty Kuroda with a new baseball in hand. Ready to go again. He's got the long sideburns that he's sporting, as the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on, line over the head of the pitcher into center field. That's going to be a base hit, and Nakajima is aboard. Stopping at second is Kurikawa, and now the Eagles are flapping their wings here with runners at first and second. It's going to bring up the center fielder in Ryosuke Tatsumi. Well, for Tatsumi, he's hitting .229 on the year, a couple of homers and 9 RBIs. I have to be honest, I would have thought he would have been off to a better and or more productive start. So batting from the left side here as lefty holds to the set position. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball misses up and in, and the count goes to 1-0. Ball and no strikes to Tatsumi. They are playing Tatsumi pretty much straight away. Outfield is in normal depth as the 1-0 on the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Catching up on some information from around the NPB, we were saying it's the 3rd consecutive year that the Central League will not be ahead of the Pacific League in terms of wins in this interleague play. Fastball swung on, grounded through the 4-hole into right field, and rounding third and stopping at third is going to be Kurikawa. That base hit here is going to load the bases with 1 gone. And now the Golden Eagles have something brewing here as they've got the bases loaded with 1 out. It's going to bring the catcher Hikaru Oda to the plate. So don't go anywhere yet. We've got some action brewing here right now as the Eagles are looking to respond to those runs that were put up on the board in the last half inning. Other scores from around the NPB, it is a 3-0 lead for the Tigers over the Hawks. The Hawks currently are in the top spot in the interleague play. They have a 1.5 lead over the Oryx Buffaloes. So a loss to the Hawks tonight would bring everybody potentially back a little bit closer with a shot to knock them out of the top spot. So here comes the first offering to Oda as the lefty delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The pitch was middle in, right at the waist. No balls and 1 strike it is to Oda. Oda batting from the right side here, waggling the bat. The lefty Dakota checks the runners over at first. As he works himself set at the belt, the pitch on the way as a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even at 1-1. I'm sure the Carp would like to be able to dispose of Oda here. The pitcher Uchi is waiting his turn on deck, who does not have an at-bat at all this year. Certainly in interleague play, not always a given that your pitchers are going to be able to hit if they're not pitching in the road games for the Pacific League. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball swung on, lifted into center field, racing over, and it's going to get down for a hit, and that is going to cash a run in. Weren't sure if it was going to fall or not. The way that the center fielder was playing it. A nice job there by Omori. It looked like he was going to be able to make the catch. Runners had to sort of freeze. Ball ended up falling in for a base hit. It didn't hang up there long enough, so Oda's got himself a single and an RBI. It's the fourth hit of the inning here by the Tohoku Ball Club. So in to score is Kurikawa. Advancing over to third is Nakajima, and over to second, Tatsumi, and it's going to bring up the pitcher. It's also going to bring the catcher, Sakakura, out to the mound to have a word with his pitcher, Takota. So bases full of Eagles as they trail the Carp 2-1. Looking to get back into this one here. As the left-handed hitting Uchi steps in at the plate. Waiting here on the offering from the left-handed pitching Takota, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Uchi. As we mentioned, Uchi's first at-bat of the 2025 campaign right here. Did not appear in any of the other road interleague games. Bats from the left side. He's got a very upright stance. There's a fastball taken on the inside corner, and the count goes to 0-2. So not really a competitive at-bat yet so far here for the pitcher of the Golden Eagles. Those who did travel to make it with the Carp sitting in the upper deck in the left field down the line. Waiting here on the offering from the lefty as Dakota delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Uchi never got the bat off his shoulder once. He took 3 straight fastballs. He's in the books for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the top of the order, and it's Itsuki Maribayashi. We're talking about the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs as Pat Malloy was in here earlier on. Taiwan Walker, who is with the Phillies. Remember when he was with the Mets, he was absolutely terrible. Some of his at-bats, he just stood there with the bat in his hand only because he had to, not because he wanted to. So this brings the 7th hitter of the plate up here in Murray Biashi. 0-for-1 tonight, flew out to center field to start the ball game. As the pitch on the way is a center cut fastball taken for a called strike. The count's 0-1. Murray Biashi flew out to center field to start the game. Batting from the right side here against the left-handed throwing Takota, who leans in getting the sign from his catcher. Works himself set to the belt, and the 0-1 on the way. A breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and now the count is 0-2. I think Murray Biashi really wanted that one back. It was more of a cutter than anything else. It didn't have a whole lot of depth to the pitch. It more ran inside from left to right on the batter. So again, Dakota looking in and getting the sign from the catcher. And the 0-2 pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field, going over underneath it and making the catch is Omori. And that is going to do it here for the Golden Eagles in their half of inning number 2. Well, they got a run in the inning. They got one back here. There was 1 run on 4 hits. There was no errors, and there was 3 runners left aboard. Your scores we move to the bottom of the 2nd inning. It is the Hiroshima Carp 2 and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few, and we always enjoy having you hang out with us and our friend Steve Rademacher here on our channel tonight.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPG baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Kikuchi, Takota, and Omori to come to bat here to face Uchi in the second inning. It is a warm day. Looks like that they are got almost like the water sprinklers out on the fans in the bleacher area. You often see that in Japan, and the fans are out. No pun intended. Fans as in the fans that they're waving in front of their faces. So the heat is cometh here in the middle of June in Japan, as the first pitch from Uchi on the way is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. But you would never know, the starter for the Golden Eagles, he's got his full sleeves on here for this one. As the 0-1 pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2 on Kikuchi. So no balls and 2 strikes. Uchi rocks and delivers. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and Kikuchi was made look sick on that one. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the pitcher in Haruki Takota. Well, for Takota, on the season, he's hitting .250 on the year. Nothing across the slash line. 30-year-old steps up to the plate, ready to get himself set. 7 for 28 as the left-handed hitting pitcher of the Carp. And the first pitch fastball misses outside. The count is 1-0. We were on a call of a game earlier this year. Takota, he looks like a hitter at the plate just when he steps in, as the 1-0 is on the way. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. Sometimes you'll see pitchers come to bat and they look like they can't wait to get the event over with. Not Takota. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second, fielded neatly by the second baseman Kobakata, who throws to first. It's a ground out, 4-3. That's going to retire Takota for the second out of the inning. It'll bring up the center fielder in Minoru Omori. Well, for Omori, hit the home run to lead off the ball game here. On the first pitch that he saw from Uchi, the ball got out in a hurry. He is now hitting on the year .381 with 3 homers and 7 RBIs. As the right-hander delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Carp enjoying a 2-0 lead. They got both of their runs in the first inning. As the pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, the count goes even at 1-1. Eagles responded with one of their own here in the top of the second, and that is where we stand right now, 2-1 for the Carp. As Uchi kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded through the 4-hole into right field, and Omori is aboard with a second hit of the game. It's a 2-out single. That'll bring up the left fielder in Sandro Fabian. So half of the damage in the first inning came with 2 outs. And now a base hit here by Omori with 2 outs. Keeps the inning alive for the Carp. So runner establishing his lead over at first base. That is Omori. As they throw over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner. Fabian hitting from the right side here. He's enjoyed himself a pretty good year. Justin Dritchell in the house here tonight says thanks for the commentary. Thanks for popping by, Justin. Glad you can make it. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. This ball could be trouble. Looking up is the left fielder, Ito, and it is going to be gone. And this could be right out of the stadium. Oh, my goodness. Did Fabian have that one to blast? They have an upper deck in left field. Not a huge one. It's almost like half capacity, and the ball looks like it sailed right out of the stadium. And Sandro Fabian with the second Harp home run of the evening, a 2-run blast that brings home Omori ahead of him. has now extended the Carp lead to 4-1. Ball was absolutely put into a charge right into the ball. Fabian, outstanding. Get a look at the replay on that one there. It was a belt-high fastball, and he made no mistake. As we said, that ball sailed right out of the stadium, as they have that little medium-sized, maybe upper deck, or maybe you call it like a loge level, like they would at Dodger Stadium, and it's now 4-1. That brings Kaito Kazono to the plate. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kazono. I don't know if it's perfect enunciation of every last name, but we certainly are on song with quite a few. As the right-hander Uchi delivers, there's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Kazono. Kazono 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. As the right-hander Uchi rocks himself back into the windup again, and the pitch on the way as a fastball swung on is grounded in the 6th hole past the diving shortstop Murray Biashi. And the hit parade continues here for the Carp as Kazono's got himself a single. That's going to bring up the first baseman in Elharios Montero. If you come back tonight, Justin, you'll be able to hear us call Trevor Bauer's game, and definitely we can enunciate that properly, as it'll be the Bay Stars and the Marines. It'll be Austin Voth who will go for the Marines in that one. We have a visit from the pitching coach, which may be long overdue, as they're out to visit the starter Uchi here, who has been getting roughed up. That last pitch, or the pitch to Fabian, I should say, that he deposited into the streets of Hiroshima, was a split finger pitch that didn't split. So 4-1 is the lead here. We started to give you some scores from around the NPB. Other scores around the NPB, it is a 2-0 lead for the Fighters over the Dragons. That's in the top of the 3rd inning. It is 3-0 for the Bay Stars over the Marines. That's in the bottom of the 2nd. 4-1 for the Swallows over the Buffaloes. As we go back to the live action here, as the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on, grounded deep into the 6th hole, fielded on the backhand by Murray Biashi. He's only got one play to second, and that is going to do it. It's going to erase Kazono on a fielder's choice, 6-4 for the 3rd out of the inning. But not till there was more damage done here in the 2nd inning. 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors, and there was a runner left aboard. We are through 2 complete. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles trailing the Hiroshima Carp 4-1. Top of the 3rd is just around the corner. We'll come back and chat with our chat just after this. Appreciate you guys for listening in, and we'll answer our friend Justin's question or comment on his comments when we return after this.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters slated to come to bat here for the Golden Eagles. That means Kobakata, Asamura, and Kurakawa. We're talking about gambling. Well, the Saitama Cebu Lions had 4 players named this week who had admitted to online gambling as the first pitch is taken for a called strike. It counts 0-1 to Kobakata. Kobakata 0 for 1 tonight. He softly lined to third his first time up, and there's a fastball swung on chop foul over on the first base side. Count is 0-2. For those of you who aren't aware, the gambling in Japan, online gambling is illegal, unlike in other parts of the globe. And here comes the 0-2 pitch to Kobakata. It is a fastball that misses up and away. So Tonosaki, who is a third baseman for the Lions, Sensuge, who's one of their catchers. I forget the other 2 players off the top of my head. There was one other name that I did recognize. It was Shinya Hasegawa, actually, one of the outfielders. So 3 of the 4 players positional. I don't know if they were gambling on the sport of baseball. That's the other question, but just online gambling in general illegal in Japan. Breaking ball taken down for a ball, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as Takota ready to go as he rocks himself into the windup, but a late call of time by the batter Kobakata. Getting stalled says, where can I watch this? Well, if you're in Japan, you can watch it on J-Sport as there's a breaking ball swung on, popped up over on the third base side. In the third base coach's box is Kazono, and he'll make the catch, and Kobakata is going to be retired for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone there. It's going to bring up the first baseman and Hideto Asamura. Back to Justin's comments. Totally bet on this one based on the odds. Carps were minus 270. He says, are there any injuries as the first pitch is on the way? There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. It's a very interesting thing in Japan. You have to kind of keep your eye on the lineups. This lineup of the game today only came out about 25 minutes before the start. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count's 1-1, at least publicly announced. I usually keep my eye on the starting pitchers, and then you have to kind of make your decisions based on that. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1 on Asamura. The problem is who do you pick? When do you pick them? Yeah, I'll base my decisions on the starting pitching. There's a fastball that swung on and missed, as well as the bullpen usage. That's important too. If you've got a bullpen that's been taxed over the last few days, not having a lot of rest can impact how they may use their starters. Here comes the 2-2 offering as the lefty delivers. There's a fastball missing down. It's now 3-2 to Asamura. Getting stalled says over 6.5 is locked. Yeah, this game here, I would have to think so. Rest of the way here, there's going to be a lot of scoring, and certainly whatever the over-under was for the first 5 innings. As there's a breaking ball that misses down, and that is going to be ball 4 to Asamura. He's aboard with a 1-out walk. That'll bring up the third baseman in Fumiya Kurakawa. Certainly for the first 5 innings in this one here, whatever the over-under for that was is probably fallen pretty quick as well. My guess going into this could have been maybe, for the first 5 innings, could have been maybe a 3.5 or a 4.5. Well, 5 runs already scored, I would think that they would have been surpassed. And that's just off the top of my head. As the pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Kurakawa. Install says, what platform do you use? Well, we're in north of the border, so sometimes we will use BCLC. There's a fastball swung on it. It is popped up down the right field line, giving chase in foul territory. It's blowing back, and a nice job there to run it down by Sekene. As that is going to bring Kurakawa out as the second out of the inning, and it's going to leave it all up to the left fielder in Yukiya Ito. I've looked at other ones as well, but to be honest with you, whether it be Ladbrokes or Will Hill or different ones, they really don't give you a big depth of which to look for. DraftKings, I've never really spent much time on DraftKings. Well, that brings Ito to the plate. Ito is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to left field his first time up. Average is dipped to 224 on the year. The pitch is on the way. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul. One thing about the Japanese league and also the Korean league, if you are into that, you don't get the parlays as you would with Major League Baseball or some of the other sports. At least they don't do that immediately now. Justin says he's in Niagara Falls on the American side, Niagara Falls, New York. It's a beautiful place, Niagara Falls. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. I don't think I've been to Niagara Falls in about 20 years. I used to be in the area. I used to go more frequently. It's probably about a good solid 20 years. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a fastball missing upstairs. The count goes to 2-1. Powerhouse says he's in Niagara Falls, Canada. There you go. You guys are neighbors. Get stalled said the Jays got crushed today. Took the White Sox. Girlfriend went to the game and they were booing. Yeah, I can imagine. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. Count goes to 2-2. Surprisingly, for the most part, I think the Blue Jays have played really well this year. I think the Blue Jays, as a collective whole, I think their pitching's decent, or at least their starters are. I was worried about the bullpen, and the offense was a little bit dicey, but really, to be quite fair, the Blue Jays have played very good baseball so far up to this point. Here comes the 2-2 pitch as it's on its way. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's belted into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Fabian Over cuts it off with the backhand. Nice play by him. It's going to hold Asamura at second. That's going to be a single for Ito. Hit that ball right on the screws. Asamura stops at second. That's going to put Eagles at first and second here with 2 gone, and it'll bring up the right fielder in Daisuke Nakajima. Powerhouse says, born and raised. I didn't see much of the loss over there yesterday. Justin says, I walked over yesterday for a show at Fallsview. Went over and see the Bisons, Jays AAA sometimes. Yeah. The only problem is you have to go to Buffalo. As the first pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on it. It's lined right to the glove of the first baseman, Montero. A nice play on the backhand side, and that's going to do it. Nakajima is going to be retired for the 3rd out of the inning. The Eagles threatened, but they come away with nothing. They had no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. Their scores, we move to the bottom half of inning number 3. It is the Carp 4. And the Eagles 1. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Routes Baseball YouTube channel. It is our friend Matt Hollis when we return.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Back, everybody. Well, that didn't take long as Uchi's night is done. It is going to be our relief pitcher already here. It is going to be Tomotaka Matsui, who is coming on in relief for the Golden Eagles. So he is completing his warm-up tosses. And Matsui is going to be taking over here in the bottom half of inning number 3. So he is completing his tune-up tosses as he'll be facing Shogo Sakakura, Shota Sakene, and Masaya Yano. They were saying, how much is a ticket for AAA baseball? Well, high A out in Vancouver, you're looking at $20 a game. That's Canadian money. So in American money, you're looking at probably about 14 US. I know I get down to see the Everett Aqua Sox usually once a year, and it's the same deal. You're looking at about $15 US. I would like to try to get to Tacoma to see the Rangers play. I haven't done that yet. And sometimes going to the Mariners games, it's cheaper going to see the Mariners than it is to see the minor league stuff, if you can believe that. So that's a little bit crazy. That is just the way it goes. Well, it is going to be Sakakura, Sekine, and Yano to come to bat here in the last half of inning number 3. As the right-hander Matsui kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. So he delivers a split finger pitch that's waved at and missed, and now the count goes to 0-2. Getting Stahl says, are the bullpens destroyed? Not necessarily. There is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. Last night it was a 4-0 victory for the Eagles over the Carp. So I would think, based on last night's performances, the bullpens will be in decent tact. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Sakakura's in the books here. He's gone for out number 1, and that'll bring up the right fielder and Shota Sekine. Well, Sekine, he's 1 for 1. He's driven in a run tonight as well. As he steps to the plate here, ready to face the right-hander Matsui. Batting .274 is Sekine with the 6 homers and 39 runs now batted in. There's a breaking ball that bounces up to the plate, and the count is 1-0. Think of teams that got lit up tonight. The Minnesota Twins got lit up by the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers beat them 17-6. Breaking ball that misses down and in. It was 17-2 going to the 9th inning, but the Brewers, who were up by 15 at the time, brought in a positional player in Jake Bowers. Ended up giving up 4 runs in that inning. It was Christian Yelich driving in 8 runs of the 17 tonight. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's lifted into left field. Wind is going to knock it down. It's going to come right into the glove of the left fielder, Ito. That's going to retire Sekine for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 gone here for the Carp. It's going to bring up the shortstop and Masaya Yano. Justin said the Rockies smoked the Diamondbacks. I didn't see the result. I know the Rockies are at 17 wins now, or 18 wins. They're on a roll. They might get going here by the end of the year, and they might actually salvage 40 wins out of the season. And Yano squares the bunt. He takes a breaking ball in the dirt, and the count is 1-0. So Yano waggling the bat, batting from the left side here as the right-handed throwing Matsui delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 1-1. Justin said it was the other way around. It was 14-8 for Zona. Yeah, I didn't catch much of the scores. I knew the Tigers got beat. I think that was the same score. In Tampa, there's a breaking ball lifted into left field. Camping out underneath it is Ito. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it as the Carp go in order here. And a third of the game is now in the books here. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left aboard. We're now moving to the top of inning number 4. Your score is the Carp 4 and the Eagles 1. We'll be back in just a few with all your action. Right after this, it is the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel and our good friend Eric to keep you entertained.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want to baseball instruction? See Coach Fred. You want to learn about golf? Do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Drops Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters slated to come to bat for the Golden Eagles. That means Tatsumi, Oda, and Uchi. Earlier, Justin asked about injuries. That is always one of the problems with the NPB, is being able to identify, be able to get word if there are injuries or not, and where there will be updates on those injuries. So it is Tatsumi to lead it off here. He singled his first time up as he was left stranded at second base. The first pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses down for ball one. 1-0. 62 pitches for Dakota through the first. Check that. 63 pitches for Dakota through the first 3 innings. As there's a fastball that misses down and the count runs even to 1-1. Powerhouse says, who you guys are rooting for in this game? Breaking ball swung on, grounded softly over to first, fielded by Montero. He underhand flips it to the pitcher covering. It's going to be a ground out 3-1 here for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone. That'll bring up the catcher in Hikaru Oda. Well, from my end of things, I don't really cheer for anybody in particular. We just enjoy watching the Japanese league. As that is the fun part here. There are some individual players I really enjoy watching play. Certainly in this game here, from the Tohoku side of things, I like Hiroto Kobakata, although offensively he's not having a great year this year. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. As the lefty rocks and delivers again, there's a breaking ball missing upstairs, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As the pitch is a breaking ball that now drops in, and it's now taken for a strike. It's now 1-2 to Oda. Justin says, I got to talk about getting myself one of those fancy commercials. There you go. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses down and in. The count now goes to 2-2. Getting stalled says he needs the over 6.5. As the pitch is on the way, and there's a breaking ball that misses down. The pitcher's spot is on deck as Sariya Uchi had started the game, but he's been replaced by Tomotaka Matsui. So I'll have to see if Matsui will be the next one in. And there's a fastball that misses down and in. And that is going to allow Oda to reach base with a 1-out walk. That'll bring up the pitcher's spot. We'll see exactly who it is. The over, the under, over 6.5 getting stalled says it's starting to slow down. I take it that is for the entire ball game. Well, this is going to bring Matsui to the plate, so he is going to hit the 25-year-old. Batting from the right side here. I wonder if they're going to start having him square to bunt. Looks like he is doing that already. Here comes the pitch. And it was a pretty weak attempt at a bunt, and he fouls that one off over on the first base side. The count is quickly 0-1. It looked like a disinterested third party wanting to try to drop a bunt down. So Matsui in the hole here at 0-1. He's got the bat, and he's just kind of waggling it back and forth, and never really gets it set. And the pitch on the way, another one he stabs at it this time, and it's now 0 balls and 2 strikes. Somebody ought to get him to the side, and it'd be like shooting free throws in basketball. Hey, we're going to teach you how to do this. I'm going to demand you start doing it a certain way because this ain't going to work. In fact, you might as well turn the bat around and hold it with the fat end because the way that you're doing with it now is got chances of next to nothing of it working. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. I mean, in fairness, you have to say sometimes working with professional hitters versus college hitters versus high school hitters, teaching them how to bunt, there's different ways you can do it. And there's a ball that's bunted foul. That's going to be strike 3. He's going to be retired for the second out of the inning. And he's going to go back to the dugout with the bat in hand. I'll bring up the shortstop and Murray Biashi. He just keeps moving the bat around. He never actually stabilizes the bat. He can throw fastballs right down the middle and doesn't have a chance to be able to do much with it. So 76 pitches now here for the lefty Dakota as it brings up the top of the order in Murray Biashi. Murray Biashi tonight is 0 for 2. Both of his outs were fly balls to center field. As Dakota does a little token toss over to first base, and getting back easily is the runner Oda. As we said, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night. It's going to be a battle of 2 Americans. It's going to be Austin Voth for the Marines and Trevor Bauer for the Bay Stars. As that breaking ball misses down, and the count goes to 1-0 on Murray Biashi. Try to give you that call tomorrow night. Hopefully you guys can be on with us. It will be at 10 o'clock Pacific time, 1 a.m. Eastern if you're still up on the East Coast, as that fastball misses up and away, and the count goes to 2-0. Trevor Bauer making his second start of the week. He's been a workhorse in the interleague play. I think he's had 5 starts over the course of interleague play. Here's the 2-0. Pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Try to call as many Bauer games as we possibly can call. As the 2-1 on the way, there's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul into the netting. Behind home plate, the count is 2-2. I am a big fan of Bauer, but I have to also say that I think he's an overthinker without a doubt. And certainly in the Japanese league, you're not facing major league hitters, and I think he gives some of the hitters in the NPB way too much credit. And he tries to trick himself a little too much. There's a fastball that misses down. It's now 3-2 to Murray Biashi. Rather than just straight up going after the hitters. But that's my thoughts. I don't know what you guys have to think about that, but that is Trevor Bauer in a nutshell. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. As the lefty holds set, now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball, misses way outside. That's going to be ball 4. So Murray Biashi's got himself a walk. Oda's going to advance to second. So a couple of walks surrounded by a couple outs. It's going to bring Hirota Kobakata to the plate, who's 0 for 2 tonight. One thing, if you're a Carp fan, the pitch count for Dakota just keeps ratcheting up. I have to wonder how much more after 5 innings he's going to be able to go. He's at 82 pitches already. So lefty matchup as Kobakata waggling his bat, waiting on the offering here from the lefty Dakota. Pitch on the way is the breaking ball swung on and fouled away right at home plate. Count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes it is to Dakota. Getting stalled says green light swing for the fences here. Well, not with this lightweight at the plate. Kobakata would have to probably have a better chance at an inside the park home run than he would at the one leaving the park. Fastball misses down and away, and the count goes even at 1-1. Now, Asamura on the other hand, who's waiting on deck, that's a different animal. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball waved at and missed. Count goes to 1-2 on Kobakata. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner at second, Oda. Runner at first, Muribayashi. Kobakata at the plate here, waiting on the pitch coming from Takota as he holds to the set. Now delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Moving back on it is Fabian, and he's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it here as Kobakata is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. They threaten to do the Golden Eagles, but they don't score. There is no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left stranded. Your score as we move to the bottom half of inning number 4. It is the Carp 4 and the Eagles 1. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this with all the action on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat here for the Carp in the bottom half of inning number 4. That means slated to come to bat will be Kikuchi, Takota, and Omori. Hiroki Takota, we'll keep our eye on him. I would expect him to come back out. He's not in the on-deck circle yet, but I would say that I would think he's going to come to hit because probably give him at least another inning as the first pitch on the way to Kikuchi's a breaking ball. Take it for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Kikuchi 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out his only time up as he bats here against the right-hander who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball missing down. Count goes to 1-1. Well, our friend Harrison said he fell asleep. I have to tell you, Harrison, you didn't miss a whole lot other than the home run by Fabian to make the scoreline 4-1. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it's lifted foul into the seats behind home plate. The count goes to 1-2. So ball and 2 strikes. Harrison says his Bay Stars are up 3-0. 1-2 pitch on the way as Matsui delivers. There's a fastball. Take it for a called 3rd strike. Oh, Kikuchi just stood there and watched that one go by. He's gone for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the pitcher in Hiroki Takota. No worries, Harrison. He says he's going to listen, fall asleep, fall asleep some more. So Takota at the plate, batting from the left side here. 7 for 29. He grounded out to the second baseman his first time up, and their pitch is a fastball that misses low. For ball 1, count is 1-0. As we said before, Takota looks like a hitter at the plate. You told me that he was the pitcher. I might not have believed you. There's a fastball that, for a called strike, the count goes to 1-1. As we said, sometimes you'll see the pitchers, they just stand there with their bat on their shoulder with no hope of getting on, as there's a fastball that misses down and away. Count now goes to 2-1 on Takota. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander against the left-hander. As Matsui kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-1. Front Harrison is tapping out. Probably put him to sleep as he listens to the game on his computer or tablet or phone. It's like the old school days, transistor radio, old school radio broadcast. So here comes the 3-1 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. Now the count goes to 3-2, so 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's kind of been our shtick, being able to call the games as the 3-2 on the way. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Dakota, he goes down on strikes. He's gone for the second out of the inning. So back-to-back strikeouts here recorded by Matsui. Yeah, 3 of the 5 outs since coming into the game have been by the strikeout. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Minoru Omori. Well, for Omori, he is 2 for 2 in this one. He has a home run to lead off the ball game, and he has a single in the second. He's scored 2 of the 4 Carp runs, and the first pitch fastball just misses low for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander against the left-hander. He kicks and delivers. There's a slow breaking ball missing up and away. Count now goes to 2-0. Right-hander Uchi kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball taken for called strike. The count now goes to 2-1 on Omori. Our friend Harrison, who is in here, I wonder if Harrison thinks we could do the Boulder games. 2 balls and 1 strike. I'm sure we could probably manage that at some point. 2-1 on the way. Fastball misses down. It's now 3-1 to Omori. Omori, an on-base machine here tonight. As we said, with a home run and a single, an RBI, and a pair of runs scored. So 3 balls and 1 strike as waits on the offering here from the right-hander. As Uchi kicks and fires, there's a fastball that misses up and away. It's going to be ball 4. How it drives most managers crazy, a 2-out walk. Shid to Omari. It's going to bring up Sandro Fabian to the plate, who had a 2-run homer right out of the ballpark his first time up, or his last time, I should say. Followed up a ground ball out to the shortstop in his first trip to the plate. So Fabian steps in. He's raised his average to 298 with that homer in his last at-bat. 8 homers and 36 runs driven in. And the first pitch coming here from Matsui. Fastball center cut for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike it is. That home run that, as we said, left the stadium. When you need to know, it's almost like there is an upper deck in left field, but it's kind of like a loge section or a deck that would be in between the upper deck and the lower deck. It's still a long poke. You have to send it a long way. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1 on Fabian. So 1 ball and 1 strike as the right-handed hitting Carp left fielder waits on the offering here from Matsui. Matsui, a different pitcher with runners on base. Does not work anywhere nearly with the pace he does when there are no runners on. Pitch on the way. Fastball taken for a called strike. Nice pitch there. Got the outside corner, and it is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the right-handed hitting Fabian waiting here on the offering as the pitch is on the way. Fastball misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So here we go. Here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-handed hitting Fabian works himself into the set, but instead Matsui fires to first. Diving back in time is the base runner Omori. Got to keep an eye on him here. It's a good pitch that they might want to run on. A base hit by Fabian here would move him all the way around to third. Extra base hit could score him. I wonder why they maybe wouldn't have put him in motion earlier. Here's the 2-2. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, and it's going to break the bat of Fabian. Oh, that bat died 1,000 deaths right there. The runner was on the move. Bat absolutely disintegrated in the hands of Fabian. All he's left was the little piece of the handle. The big portion of the barrel ends up towards the shortstop. I'm sure he's not going to be happy about that. That would have been the bat that he'd homered with. So the runner at first is Omori. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Fabian. As he gets himself a new piece of lumber ready to go here against the right-hander Matsui, who's on in relief of Uchi. Here comes the 2-2. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. Another one belted into deep left field. This ball could be trouble. Back to the warning track as Ito leaps. Is it off the wall? Or is this one gone? It looks like it is gone as Fabian is in his home run trot. And that is what the scoreboard is flashing. It's the second 2-run homer. So our friend Get Installed, who is here, he can get installed, that's for sure. Those are a couple more runs. That ought to do it for you. The offense sure has installed here for the Carp as they've extended their lead to 6-1. Another 2-run blast by Fabian, his second of the night. Boy, oh boy, he's got 9 on the season now. Yeah, get rid of that other bat. Get this one in your hands and take that one for a ride. We're going to look at the replay here. That's where it hit. Wasn't sure where it hit. It hit the facing of that upper deck this time. Yeah, time to get this guy a new bat every appearance. That's right. Put that one in the souvenir stand. Make a few bucks on that. The 6-1 scoreline here, our friend Powerhouse says more runs coming. I have a feeling you're right. The tap is just starting to drip a little bit. The onslaught is about ready to happen. There's a pitch that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1 to Kazono. Kazono, 1 for 2 today. He's got a single and 2 trips. But with that being said, I would also say that the concern about the starter Dakota, as there's a fastball taken for a call strike. He's going to pitch the 5th. I just wonder if he's going to be able to roll out for a 6th inning. And if he could do that, the Carp bullpen gives me some jitters when I watch him sometimes. But one would have to think with a healthy 5-6 run lead, they should be okay. Fastball misses outside. It's now 2-1. Yeah, nothing like hitting a home run, breaking your bat, and then hitting another home run with the next bat you have. The 2-1 on the way. Fastball just misses down. 3-1 here to Kazono. Eliharios Montero waits his turn on deck. Our friend Get Installed says he has hit the sub button. That's awesome. We appreciate you. Fastball taken for call strikes. Now 3-2. And don't forget to come back tomorrow night when Trevor Bauer is on the hill. We'll be able to give you the updates for that one as you shall desire. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined down the left field line. It's going to slice down and into foul territory. It's a fair ball. It is going to the rounding first and heading to second is Kazono. He's got himself a double. A ball sliced down into fair territory and then it kicked foul. Racing over to get it was Ito, but a good piece of hitting there by Kazono and some good base running. He's at second. That'll bring up the first baseman in Elharius Montero. And I'll say this, if I am the Eagles, I might consider walking Montero. I know he's only got 1 home run on the season, but why does it just feel like the way the ball is flying right now today in Hiroshima that he wouldn't want to jump on that hit parade as well? Well, that brings Montero to the plate, who is 1 for 2. He's got a double in 2 trips. He's bounced into a fielder's choice, and he has scored a run. Brent Harrison says he's needs a beverage. He's going to stay to the 5th. I got to tell you, we're out of our sparkling water, so that is going to be for us as well. Pitch to Montero is a split finger, waved at and missed. The count is 0-1. Montero tonight 1 for 2. Doubled and scored a run, bounced into a fielder's choice. Shogo Sakakura waits on deck. So the Matsui strikes out the first 2 batters of the inning. A walk, a bomb, and a double has been what has happened since then. 6-1, the Carp have the lead here, bottom half of the 4th. As the pitcher kicks and fires, there's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side of home plate. So no balls and 2 strikes to Montero. Justin says he should be sleeping, but he goes to get some Reese's cups. Boy, I was kind of hoping for this one. I always say I like to see a quick game. Maybe that's it. We're in the bottom half of the 4th inning, and we're 90 minutes deep. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into left field, and this ball is going to be caught by Ito, and that is going to end the inning here mercifully for the Eagles. Montero flies out to left field for the 3rd out of the inning, but more damage done. Another 2-run homer by Sandro Fabian. 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits. No errors, 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 4 complete. Your score is the Carp 6 and the Eagles 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all your action right after this little timeout. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top half of inning number 5, as it is slated to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat here to face Hiroki Takota. First pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed by Hideto Asamura, and the count is quickly 0-1. Asamura 0 for 1 today. He has struck out and walked in his 2 trips. As the pitch is a breaking ball that misses up, and the count goes to 1-1 on Asamura. Takota delivers a breaking ball. That's swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 1-2. Picked ourselves up another beverage out of the fridge. So San Pellegrino down. As the left-hander ready to go again. He kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball that just misses outside. It's going to run the count even to 2-2. Well, it was a bit of an interesting grip on that last pitch. I'd like to see that one again. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. The count remains at 2s to Asamura. Starter Dakota here. 91 pitches here in the 5th inning. It has not been an easy day at the office for him. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle, almost hit the pitcher. Asamura wins the battle. He's got himself a leadoff single here to start the 5th. That is going to bring up the third baseman in Fumiya Kurikawa. Good piece of hitting there by Asamura to stay inside the ball, shorten it up, and drive it right back through the box. As Kurikawa comes to the plate, he's 1 for 2. The left-handed hitting third baseman of the Golden Eagles waits here on the pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field, drifting back just in front of the warning track with room to make the catch. As that is going to get hauled in here by Sekene. Oh boy, I thought he might have had enough to give it a ride. That is going to retire Kurikawa for the first out of the inning. He just missed that one. So that is going to bring up the left fielder in Ito. Our friend Justin says he's going to pick up some sake for tomorrow night. I got some in the fridge. Got to tell you, I'm not a huge fan of it. Over in Japan, they'll actually serve it to you hot if you want to have it, especially in the wintertime. There's a breaking ball that is down, and the count is 1-0. Hot sake. But I'm not a huge fan of the hot sake, or the cold sake for that matter. 1-0 pitch here coming as the lefty Dakota delivers a breaking ball. It's taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 1-1 on Ito. Ito is 1 for 2 tonight as a single and 2 trips against the starter Dakota. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. It is a lifted foul down the right field line. It's going to reach the seats. And the count goes to 1-2 on Ito. So Bay Stars and Marines tomorrow. I saw an interesting stat last night. There was a reliever for the Bay Stars making his NPB debut, and he got ejected because he hit Neftali Soto in the head of the Marines last night. For those of you who don't know, but if you hit a player in the head, it's an automatic ejection. And I guess he hit Soto and he got tossed in his NPB debut. That was quite the entrance into the league for sure. As the lefty Dakota delivers a slow breaking ball that's waved at and missed. Ito's in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. He's going to leave it all up to the right fielder in Daisuke Nakajima. So can you imagine that? Your debut, you plunk a guy in the head and you get tossed. So that brings Nakajima to the plate, who is 1 for 2 in this one. Pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Nakajima. If I remember correctly, I don't think you have to give any preparatory pitches to a pitcher, as there's a breaking ball that's waved at and missed. The count goes to 0-2. If the pitcher before has been tossed. Here's the 100th pitch of the ball game. It's a breaking ball swung on, grounded right back to the pitcher. They throw to first, and Nakajima is going to be retired on a ground out 1-3 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it for the Golden Eagles here in the 5th. No runs in the inning. They strand the leadoff hitter with 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We're halfway through this one. We are moving ourselves to the bottom half of inning number 5. It is a 6-1 Carp lead. Our friend Justin asked a question, but we'll get back to that answer when we come back in just a couple moments after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be going to the bottom half of inning number 5, 6-1 for the Carp. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Sakakura, Sekene, and Yano to come to bat. The first pitch from Matsui missed outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And the right-hander delivers a fastball. It's taken for a called strike. The count goes to 1-1. So Harrison's still in here. I said, hey, why not? Do you think I could do a Boulders game there, Harrison? Do you think we could hold it down? As the 1-1 pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on, grounded softly to second. Komakata fields it, he throws to first, and Sakakura is gone on a ground out, 4-3. So 1 gone here. It'll bring up the right fielder in Shota Sekene. Justin asked the question, any names in the league rumored to come to the MLB? The name that everybody was anticipating was going to be Murakami. Taka Murakami, the third baseman of the Swallows, but there's also word on the street that he may put it off for another year because he had himself an injury this past year. He's done for the season. He only played like in 1 game. Fastball misses inside, and the count is 1-0. The power hitting stick in the Swallows lineup. As the 1-0 is on the way, there's a fastball swung on it, is hammered foul over on the third base side. The count is 1-1 to Sekene. It looks like Sekene is going to have to go get himself a piece of new lumber because he had fouled that pitch away. Got it in on the hands. Yeah, you can see a piece of the bat go flying over to the third base side. He gets a new piece of lumber. Harrison says, I wonder if Bauer will be back in the MLB. I don't know. I would think next year would have to be the year. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2 to Sekene. We're talking about costs of going the game. Well, it really depends. I mean, I'll give you an idea. There's a breaking ball that is taken for a called third strike. Sekene is down on strikes. He's gone for the second of the inning. When I was in Osaka 2 years ago, I saw the neutral site game between the Carp and the Giants, sat literally underneath the scoreboard in left field. And it was about, I think the ticket worked out to around about $6 or $7 US dollars, which was pretty cool. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. You go $7 for a game. I've also sat behind home plate. I was about 17 rows up in to see the Lions and the Buffaloes at Hotomoto Field. And there you were paying about 40 some odd US dollars for a ticket. So it really depends on the stadium that you go to. The other amazing part is the cost of a beer. You want to get a beer, $5 for a beer. I was in Seattle and they were charging $17 for a beer this year. I talked to buddies in Detroit and they were saying pretty much the same, as there's a fastball that swung on and lifted foul over on the third base side. The count is 1-1 to Yano. So that's crazy pricing to me. You're going to pay $17 US for a beer. When you translate that into other currencies, it's scary. Here's the 2-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on, his lifted foul down the left field line. Count goes to 2-2 on Yano. So you want a beer, it's $5, and they'll bring it right to you. They got their packs on their back, do the beer girls. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on his line foul over on the third base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I have to admit, I've never actually had Curran. I have had Sapporo. But the one that I did prefer, and I don't usually drink when I go to games. That's not really my thing, except when I was inside of my hole. I couldn't get enough hot and humid weather. Oh. But usually, certainly in Japan, the Asahi Super Dry is really, really good. It's a smooth tasting beer. There's a fastball swung on. It's going to be grounded through the 6 hole in the left field. Yano goes the other way. He's got himself a 2-out single. It's going to bring up the second baseman in Ryusuke Kikuchi. Harrison says, I wonder if the Bay Stars have any internships. That would actually be interesting. Can you get an internship? I know the Carp had an internship as they hired somebody to come in and do their analytics. American student went in there and was doing the analytics for the Carp. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. As the pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Harrison said, well, they take American kids. Yeah, I want to say it was somebody from North Carolina was hired in, and then I think they were doing the analytics. They were kind of the Carpers, sort of the leading team in that field. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. This ball is going to be trouble, and this ball is going to be gone. A 2-run homer off the bat of Ryusuke Kikuchi. And it is now an 8-1 lead here for the Carp in the 5th inning. So our friends earlier in the chat, such as Powerhouse or Get Installed, looks like that 9.5 is about to fall. Another 2-run shot here. So 3 2-run homers in the game here tonight. 2 off the bat of Fabian and now 1 off the bat of Kikuchi. And the scoreline here, 8-1. I'll have to keep an eye here as it is the pitcher Takota slated to come to bat. Justin says, forgot about that one. The first time he had Corinne was when he was in Japan in Disney World. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Takota. But it's not Takota, it is the pinch hitter. It looks like it is Shogo Akiyama. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 2-0. I'm flying off the seat of my pants. I have to do a double check on that. I just looked up and it was somebody different. It is Shogo Akiyama. I haven't seen much of Akiyama this year. There's a fastball swung on it. His grounded foul just past the bag at third base. See if Akiyama stays in the game or if they end up taking him out as well. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Akiyama. Harrison says for $20 an hour. I don't know what they would pay over there. As the pitch is a breaking ball that is swung on, it is lifted into left center field. Racing over is Ito. He's there to make the catch, but they're having a problem keeping the balls in the yard here. As Akiyama is gone for the 3rd out of the inning, we're going to have ourselves a little timeout. as we like to call the Japanese halftime. The delays are not as long as they are in the Pacific League. 2 runs in the inning, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your score as we move now to the top half of the 6th. It is an 8-1 ball game for the Carp. And I have a feeling we're going to have to break out all our stories here tonight to keep you guys entertained in this one. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We'll give you some scores from around the NPB tonight. Top of the 7th inning, it is a 2-0 lead for the Lions over the Giants. Bottom of the 5th inning at the Jingu Stadium, 4-1. The Swallows have the lead over the Buffaloes with a victory there, and that could put the potential for the Hawks to be able to win the Interleague play outright, even with their outcome tonight. 4-0 Bay Stars have a lead over the Marines. That's in the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 Fighters over the Dragons. That's in the top of the 6th. Bottom of the 5th, it is 3-0 for the Tigers over the Hawks. And here going to the top of the 6th inning, it is 8-1 for the Carp. So those are the highlights so far in this one tonight. The night is done for Dakota. There will be a pitching change, and we'll get that for you when we return after this. All the scores have been updated. And we'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is supposed to be the bottom 3 hitters in the order for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, Tatsumi Oda, and the pitcher's spot. Have to wait and see if Matsui is going to get in at bat here, if they'll stay with him. Our friend Harrison says it's 4-0 for the Bay Stars, a Shugo Maki home run. Like Shugo, that is for certain. We were looking and talking about the interleague standings. Hawks have a 1.5 game lead over the Buffaloes. as they do over the fighters as well. So a fighter victory tonight, which is potentially in place as they're leading the Dragons, and a loss by the Hawks would bring them within a half game of one another. So we'll have to see how that one will play out. Buffalo's right now losing as well. If the Buffaloes lose tonight, then they have no chance at catching the Hawks, as they will be a game and a half out. But a fighter victory tonight could make it all the more entertaining for tomorrow night to see who would come away with the victory in the interleague race. And certainly the teams in the Central League are having their trouble against the teams in the Pacific League. We'll have to see how that one will play out. These two teams will go at it tomorrow night. It'll be a 9 o'clock Pacific time or midnight Eastern start. We're not going to be on the call for this one. As we said, we are going to do Trevor Bauer and the Marines, or the Trevor Bauer and the Bay Stars against the Chibalote Marines, which will be Austin Voth on the hill. So hopefully you guys can make it in for that action there. We are about ready to resume the action in just a couple moments. As we said, the bullpen is going to be called upon here for the Carp, as that will be where we stand. We'll take another 30-second timeout. We'll be right back with all the action right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is Satoru Shimouchi on the hill. He is taking over here for Hiroki Takota. It looks like there could be a couple of other changes around and about, but we'll have to get them for you here when the Carp come in their next half inning. It is going to be Tatsumi Oda and Matsui to come to bat here in the 6th inning for Tohoku. But we'll keep an eye on the pitcher spot in the order, as Matsui's a day could possibly be done. So the right-hander has completed his tune-up tosses, and we are ready to resume the action. 8-1 lead for the Carp here as we move to the top half of inning number 6. So Shimouchi completing his tune-up tosses. We are ready to go as the right-hander working himself into the set position. Pitching from the stretch with nobody on, and the first pitch is a fastball that comes inside and moves Tatsumi off the plate. And the count is quickly 1-0. Tatsumi tonight 1 for 2. Raised his season average up to 233. He had a single back in the 2nd inning. He's also grounded out to first in his other trip. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Harrison says goodnight again, but who knows? Harrison, he might be back in another little bit. Fades in and fades out. So here comes the 2-0 offering as the right-hander holds to the set. Now he kicks and fires. Fastball misses way upstairs. Count goes to 3-0 on Tatsumi. So 3 balls and no strikes. Right-hander Shimouchi working himself into the set position, and the 3-0 on the way. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that's taken on the outside corner for called strike. I'm not so sure about that one. Tatsumi could have been at first base with ball 4. The home plate umpire says otherwise. Here's the 3-1 pitch. As the right-hander again working himself into the set position. And the 3-1 on the way. Fastball swung on. It is lifted into down the line in left field, but it's going to slice its way into the seats, and it now runs the count to 3-2 on Tatsumi. 8-1 lead for the Carp, top of the 6th inning. Eagles have never really been in this one. It was a 2-0 ball game early on. The Eagles scored their run in the top of the 2nd, and then it was a series of 2-run homers. One in the 2nd inning by Fabian, another one in the 4th by Fabian, and then a 2-run shot in the 5th by Kikuchi. As that fastball was swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2 to Tatsumi. Getting the right-hander Shimauchi leaning in, getting his sign, and he works himself into the set position. As the 3-2 forthcoming, he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called third strike. Tatsumi stood there like the house by the side of the road. He's gone for out number 1, and that'll bring up the catcher in Hikaru Oda. Tough pitch. Got to tip your hat to Shimauchi. He made his pitch at 3-2 to come inside. You have to like that one for sure. So that's going to be Oda who comes to the dish. Oda 1 for 1 today. Also has drawn a walk and driven in a run. As the first pitch is a fastball swung on, this ball is lifted into deep right field. Moving back underneath it is Sekene, and he's there to make the catch. And that is going to retire Oda for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 gone. It brings up the pitcher spot in the batting order. And that is going to bring up a pinch hitter here, as it is going to be the rookie, and that will be number 1, and that is Rui Muniyama. So Muniyama stepping to the plate. He's batting .244 with a couple of homers and 16 RBIs. And the first pitch to him is a fastball in the inside corner, taking for a call strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Batting from the left side here, Muniyama waiting on the offering from the righty, Shimauchi, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side, fielded in shallow right field by Kikuchi. He throws to first, and Muniyama is going to be retired on the ground out 4-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here as the Golden Eagles go quietly in their half of the 6th. No runs, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom half of inning number 6, and your score, it is 8-1. As the Carp have a stranglehold in this one right now so far. We'll be back in just a few, right after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody. As a pitching change, it is going to be a Ryuta Kono who is coming on in relief here, as he will be taking over his duties from Matsui. So he is going to be slated to face the top of the order in Omori, Fabian, and Kazono. So the 3rd pitcher to be used here tonight by the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, as the Carp looking to add more to their lead here, up 8-1 in inning number 6. And it does look like there may be a change here, as it looks like it is going to be Muniyama who's going to stay in the game and move into the shortstop position. That looks like it could be the end of Murray Biashi's night. very interesting there as the right-hander is completing his tune-up tosses. So that one would have to expect that will be the pitcher's spot. Assuming if Murray Biashi is out of the ball game, he will move into the top spot in the batting order. We'll have to wait some confirmation here. So we haven't seen anything quite yet from the updates. But that is going to be the end of the tune-up tosses here for Kono. As we are ready to resume the action. So Ryuta Kono on the mound, as he is slated to face the top of the order in Omori here. Omori has reached base every single time he's come to the plate. Takes a first pitch outside for ball one. Omori has a home run, a single, and a walk. He has scored 3 of the 8 runs here for the Carp. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on and fouled off the catcher Oda, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So a good-looking swing there by Omori. He's had some good cuts here tonight. As the 1-1 on the way. Fastball swung on and lifted, foul down the left field line, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Standing in on the left side here is the left-handed hitting center fielder of the Carp. And he pitched to Omori. Breaking ball swung on, grounded right back to the pitcher. Fielded by Kono, and he's going to throw to first. That's going to be a ground out 1-3. So that's the first out here recorded. Interesting play there by the pitcher, Kono. He was able to make the play. That brings Sandro Fabian to the plate. As Fabian's coming to the plate, statisticians everywhere are scrambling to see who is the last player in the NPB to hit 3 homers in a game. If I'm not mistaken, it was last season. First pitch fastball just misses down and in. The count is 1-0 Fabian. Now, if he does it here, we know who the last person in this campaign would be. It would be him. So here comes the 1-0 pitch to the former Texas Ranger farmhand, and it's fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. The count is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Fabian. As he waggles the bat, and the pitch is a fastball swung and fouled on straight back. Oh, he was right on that. Just was able, just missed that one. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Fabian. A little bit of weather going on here, and we got some rain. As there's a fastball that he checks his swing on and fouls that away. Did he break the bat? We'll have to wait and see here. Pitch had come right inside. He took the swing on it. He half swung. No, it looks like it's going to be all right, but he lost the bat, and then he almost stepped on it. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. It remains to Fabian. We laugh because he homered in his second at bat. On the first pitch of the last at bat, he broke the bat, and then he homered on that one. Maybe he needs to break another bat, so he's got a chance to put one in the seats again. 1-2 on the way. Fastball swung on, lined into left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Fabian's got his 3rd hit of the ball game. And the first time he has got a hit without it leaving the yard. And that is going to bring up the third baseman in Kaino Kazono. So Kazono coming to bat. With the runner Fabian at first. Kazono tonight has had a decent night himself. He's 2 for 3. He's got a single and a double in his 3 trips. He's also grounded back to the pitcher. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Kazono. So 1 ball and no strikes. As the right-hander holds set now, delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Drifting back underneath it with plenty of room to make the catch in front of the warning track is the right fielder Nakajima. And Kazono is going to be retired for the second out of the innings. So 2 Carp gone. I'm just going to bring up the first baseman in Eleuterios Montero. (8-1) Carp have the lead, bottom of the 6th inning. Bunch of home runs here for the Carp in this one. By our count, we got 4. 2 runs shot by Kikuchi, 2 runs shot by Fabian, times 2. He's done it twice. Solo shot by Mamori. The only other RBI goes to Sekene, who drove in Montero back in the first inning. Fastball swung on, lifted into straightaway center field. Underneath it is Tatsumi. He's there to make the catch, and Montero is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was a runner left aboard. We're now through 6 complete, 2/3 of the ballgame in the books. And your score is the Carp 8 and the Eagles 1. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action right after this timeout.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Muribayashi, Watanabe, and Asamura to come to bat here, as it is going to be another right-hander taking over for the Carp. And the right-hander here in this particular case is going to be Shota Nakazaki, as he will take over. He'll be the 3rd pitcher used. So Shota Nakazaki on in relief of Sotaro Shimochi. So he is going to be taking over here. I'll get you the updates as they are able to come along here. So Muribayashi, he started the game at shortstop. He moved over to the 3rd base. I'll have to see where the other players are going to be bumped around to, as it looks like Kobakata's night is done. Get you that in just a moment, as the first pitch is on the way. A fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Top of the 7th inning here. Eagles are in the hole 8-1. 2/3 of the game is in the books, as the right-hander Nakazaki ready to go again. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-1. That is one big old-fashioned leg kick here from the right-hander of the Carp. Gets on the mound. He really loads up that backside. Creates some energy and some motion with the way that he does throw. As the 1-1 is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down, and it's going to just slice foul. Count is 1-2 to Muribayashi. That ball did not miss by much. So 1-2 it is. Nakazaki, the third pitcher used tonight by the Carp. As we figured it would be a pitching parade. The starter, Dakota, 100 pitches in his 5 innings of work, and there's a fastball that swung on, and good piece of hitting there by Murray Biashi. He goes the other way to get himself a single. It's going to be the second time tonight that he's reached base. And that is going to bring up the second baseman in Hirota Kobakata. But instead, it's actually going to bring up the right fielder now, number 48. This is going to be Watanabe. As we mentioned here, there's a change here. I'll have to get that one here for you. This is Yoshiaki Watanabe, or Yoshi Watanabe. And he takes a first pitch for a called strike. So Watanabe hitting in the place of Kobakata, who was 0 for 3 when he was in the game. So Watanabe waiting here, batting from the left side, and the pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes even at 1-1. I'd have to think if you're the Carp manager, it would drive you insane if he can't throw strikes here. You got a 7-run cushion. Walks will kill you all day long. Make them hit their way on, earn their way onto the base paths. As the 1-1 pitch is ready, it is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. And that is going to go station to station here, as stopping at second is Murray Biashi. A base hit here by Watanabe. Got runners at first and second with nobody out. It's going to bring Hideto Asamura to the plate. I would argue and say that Asamura is still the most dangerous hitter in the Tohoku lineup. He's 1 for 2 and a walk tonight. On the season, he's got 5 homers and 24 RBIs. The veteran is got his average up to 260 on the year as he steps up to the plate. He's getting a little long in the tooth in his 34th year on this planet, is Asamura. He definitely is a seasoned and grizzled veteran, but really doesn't have a whole lot hitting around him. That's the more amazing part. The first pitch breaking ball is taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1, yet he continues to produce. Hiroshi Shimouchi was his running mate a couple of years ago, who I really enjoyed, I really liked, but boy, did his game fall off quickly. Got to the 34, 35-year-old mark, and Shimouchi's game just basically became non-existent. But what a professional hitter he was, as there's a breaking ball missing upstairs. Count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Eagles Carp, 8-1 in the top of the 7th inning for the Carp. Eagles have an opportunity here to claw back. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Here comes the pitch to Asamura. Pitch on the way, breaking ball, waved at and missed. It looked like he wanted to cut the lead in half with that swing of the bat. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. I don't think he went away from any type of approach other than a pull approach to try to deposit it into the seats. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is here to Asamura. The right-hander Nakazaki nods in agreement with his catcher, and here comes the 1-2 pitch. Kicks and fires. It's a fastball. Take it for a called third strike. Oh, Asamura didn't like the call. I got to tell you, like it was in the other batter's box, but he's going to get the home call is Nakazaki. We'll look at the replay again on that one. Catcher set up outside, hit his target, no doubt about that. The problem was it looked like it was in the left-handed batter's box. So that is going to bring up, or it's slated to bring up, the third baseman, or once upon a time third baseman in Kurikawa, but we'll see who comes to the plate here. It is Kurikawa. He's moved over to second at this point. 1 for 3 tonight. Single, scored a run. Only run for the Golden Eagles. As the right-hander Nakazaki holds set. Kicks and delivers. Fastball misses inside. That looked like it was in the same spot. The left-handed batter's box that punched out Hideto Asamura. So 1 ball and no strikes. As it is Kurikawa who is waiting here on the offering from the right-hander. Kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Reminder, tomorrow night it'll be Trevor Bauer for the Bay Stars. Going head-to-head against Austin Voth of the Marines. We'll have it here for you on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. So bookmark your spots. Be sure to join us tomorrow evening. Trevor Bauer, always an interesting character. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. It runs the count now to 3-0. And so Nakazaki is in jeopardy of loading the bases. Certainly not what the Carp had in mind here with a 8-1 lead. It's been a single by Murray Biashi, a single off the bat of Watanabe, a strikeout of Asamura. And we are with Kurikawa at the plate here, waiting on the 3-0 pitch. And he's taking all the way. It's a center cut fastball for a called strike. Count is 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting second baseman. So Nakazaki gets the sign from his catcher. He nods in agreement. Has the 3-1 ready to go here. Checks the runner, now delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded to the right side, fielded by Montero. He goes to second. The throw was not a good one. They are going to get the fielder's choice. That throw from the outfield side took the shortstop, Gano, into the infield side of the base at second. He was able to hold on to the ball, but they weren't able to roll potentially a double play. So that's going to be a fielder's choice. Watanabe is going to be replaced 3-6 for the second out of the inning. Murray Biashi advances to third. Kurikawa is safe at first on that fielder's choice. That is going to bring up the left fielder in Yukiya Ito. And for Ito, well, he's 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and 3 trips. As he gets himself settled in the batter's box, and he's ready to face the offerings here from Nakazaki. Nakazaki trying to wiggle himself out of a jam. Back-to-back singles to start the inning. Now they've got runners on the corners with 2 gone. And the first pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up, foul over on the first base side. It's playable. Underneath it is Sakakura. He's going to make the catch. Ito's retired, and what a squandered opportunity again by Tohoku here in this one. No runs in the inning. There was 2 hits. There was no errors. And there was 2 runners left aboard. Your scores. We move to the bottom half of inning number 7. Carp 8, Eagles 1. We'll be back in just a few with all of the action on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It's time for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Japanese style. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Alex has just popped in, and we are glad you were able to get here. We will see you for the Bauer outage tomorrow night. Yeah, absolutely. And we look forward to that. Hopefully you can make it in. It is a blowout here, 8-1 for the Carp. Not that the Golden Eagles haven't had chances, they just haven't been able to do anything with it. If you look at our stat line here in this one tonight, 8 runs on our scorecard, 11 hits, no errors for the Carp, 1 run, 8 hits, no errors for the Golden Eagles. They just haven't had any opportunity to cash runs in. It'll be a Sakakura, Sekene, and Yano to come to bat here, slated to at least in the bottom half of inning number 7. As we are waiting a confirmation to see if it is still going to be the pitcher Kono who had come in the last inning, or if we are indeed going to see another Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagle pitcher. So the tune-up tosses are over. It is going to be a pitching change. As they are going to the bullpen, it is going to be number 40, Masahiro Ihara. Ihara, I guess is how you would say it. So Masahiro Ihara on in relief. And it is going to be coming to bat here. It's going to be Shogo Sakakura as he steps in and delivers a line drive into the right center field gap. This ball is going to get down, and that is the welcoming here to Ihara. It is going to be a double off the bat of Sakakura. Just like that, the Carp have the first batter on here in the inning. I'll bring up Shota Sekene to the plate. So when I think of Masahiro's in the uniform of the Golden Eagles, I don't think of this fella here. I think of Tanaka, but he's no longer there anymore. So Ihara has given up a double to start the inning. Brings Sekene to the plate, who is 1 for 3 tonight. He's raised his season average up to 271. As the right-hander holds set now, delivers the first pitch fastball. It's taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Waiting here on the offering as Sekene rests his bat on his shoulders. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Kicks and fires, breaking ball swung on and lined down the right field line. It's just going to slice foul. Count is 0-2 to Sekene. To get a look at that start time for tomorrow night for Bauer. You double check that if it's going to be at 9 or 10 Pacific or midnight or 1 a.m. Eastern. As the 0-2 pitch forthcoming here as he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is lined right to the glove of the second baseman. Oh, a nice leaping grab there by Kurihara. As he is going to grab that one there. Sekene is going to slowly walk back to the dugout. Had visions of possibly doubling off Sakakura. So Sakakura stays at second with 1 gone here, and they'll bring up Masaya Yano to the plate. Yano's enjoyed himself a nice ball game tonight. He's 1 for 3. He scored a run. As Yano waits here on the offering from Ihara. As the right-hander holds set. The only thing that is maybe got to be settled is that 9.5 over under. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Yano. Biashi, the shortstop here. Flashing signs. The left-handed hitting Yano. Waggling the bat, waiting on the offering as the 0-1 is forthcoming. Breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. Count now goes to 0-2 on Yano. So no balls and 2 strikes. Kikuchi waiting his turn on deck. As we have 1 gone here in the 7th. Yano in the hole at 0-2. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. Count remains at no balls, 2 strikes. Like to try to pick up games where it could be pitcher's duels. It could be where it's getting close in action. Fortunately for us, this one here has spread apart early and often, while the Carp here are dominating the fray in this one. So no balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander works to the set. Checks the runner at second base. Now he delivers. Fastball misses inside, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is as the left-handed hitting Yano waits again. Right-hander holds set, checks the runner, kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes it remains on Yano. God is great in the house tonight. Welcome to you. Appreciate you for popping in here. We got ourselves a blowout. The team from Tohoku getting a lesson in baseball here by the Carp tonight. As the pitch ready to come, the 1-2 on the way. Fastball misses down. Count goes to 2-2. So, like temperature-wise for you there, Titus, just curious to know if you guys are getting some heat. It looks like it could be a warm evening or a warm afternoon in Hiroshima. As the 2-2 pitch is on the way, breaking ball. Good stop there by the catcher, Oda. Yano's battled all the way back to 3-2. Yeah, our friend God is Great said hot and humid as heck. Interesting, the starting pitcher, Uchi, and the pitcher right now in Ihara, as well as the hitter, Yano, all wearing sleeves. As the pitch on the way, fastball swung on. It's going to be lined up the middle for a base hit into center field. Stopping at third is going to be Sakakura. Yano gets his second hit of the ball game as he's got himself a single. That's going to bring up the second baseman in Ryusuke Kikuchi. And for Kikuchi, he is 1 for 3 in this one. He struck out twice and he's hit a 2-run homer. So the Carp are looking to pad their lead, although I have to say, got to do a double take. It might be a pinch hitter here coming up for Kikuchi. They do have a conference on the mound here as the pitching coach Ishii is out to talk to Ihara. No, it is going to be Kikuchi, so no difference here. I thought we might have had a pinch hitter possibly coming up. That might be the one in the pitcher's spot where it used to be occupied by Takota. Looks like it is Shota Dobayashi who's moved into the on-deck circle, so that answers the question there. As Dobayashi is taking his cuts. Kikuchi hit his second home run of the campaign his last time up to bat. He has got a couple of homers and 14 RBIs on the year, batting from the right side. Runners on the corners. 1 gone here. As the right-hander holds to the set position, here comes the pitch. Kicks and fires, fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Ball's in 1 strike. Kikuchi, as we said, 1 for 3 tonight. The home run his last time up with a couple RBIs. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball swung on, is grounded over to second. Booted by the second baseman, but he's able to recover. He flips it to second for 1. Back to first. Going to be a double play. That is going to go in the books as a 4-6-3 variety And that is going to do it here for the Carp in their half of inning number 7. Well, they had no runs in the inning. There was a pair of hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the top of the 8th inning. It is the Hiroshima Carp 8, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1. We'll be back in just a few after this. It is the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel with all the action when we return in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. Yet another pitching change here in this one as Takahisa Masuda is coming on in relief here for the Carp as he is slated to face Nakajima, Tatsumi, and Oda. So he will take over for the reliever who had left this one here in Nagasaki. So he is just completing his tune-up tosses as he has not exactly been a bright light for the Carp this year. We do have a couple of changes as we'll have to get those for you as they come along. It looks like Yano has moved over to a second base. Or has it been third base where he's at? There it is going to be a new third baseman. And the third baseman now, it looks like Yano goes over to second. The new third baseman in this one is going to be Umoto. And it looks like he will probably come into the spot in the batting order once occupied by Kikuchi. Well, the right-hander Masuda has completed his tune-up tosses, and we are ready to get this one back underway. Eagles will send to the bat Nakajima, Tatsumi, and Oda, or at least they are slated to come to the bat. Nakajima tonight, 1 for 3, a single and 3 trips. We're talking about this in the last half inning. 8 hits tonight for the Golden Eagles, but not able to string enough together. They had 4 hits in 1 inning in the second and only came away with 1 run. There's a lot of station-to-station baseball for them in this one. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. When I look at the base hits in this one here for the Golden Eagles, they do not have a single extra base hit. Fastball that misses down and away. At least that's by our scoring. They had 4 singles in the second, another one in the third, another one in the fifth, and they certainly had a couple more in the seventh. As that pitch misses down, it's now 2-1 here to Nakajima. So when you have a team that can put up a bunch of hits, but they can't deliver anything with that one clutch extra base hit, makes it very difficult, especially at the professional level, to do damage as that fastball is taken for a called strike. Count is 2-2. When this one is done, we'll recap it quickly. We'll give you all the roundup from around the NPB as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we will call it a night and get back in the saddle and try to do it all over again tomorrow. As the 2-2 pitch ready to come. As he kicks and delivers, there is a breaking ball swung on his slicing down the left field line, and it's just going to land foul. That keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nakajima. As Fabian is going to go chase that one down now into the corner. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll redo this all over again. Nakajima waiting here on the offering from the right-hander. As the right-hander works himself to the set. And now Masuda kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's a self-defense swing there by Nakajima. He's going to foul that one away over on the first base side. It was a cutter that was coming in, and he didn't want to take the pitch, and he ends up swinging at it and tapping it foul on the first base side. Here's the 2-2 offering. Fastball misses way upstairs. The count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander leaning in, getting the sign from Sakakura. He nods in agreement, and the 3-2 is on its way. And the pitch is a breaking ball. Another one swung on, and another one fouled away. And this marathon at bat's going to continue. 9 pitches deep into this at bat here for the right-hander. As Masuda ready to go again. Tells me if he's battling, he just doesn't have a out pitch. There's another fastball swung on, another one in self-defense, fouled away over on the third base side. Count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And what a way to start your inning here. You come into the ball game fresh as a daisy. The first batter you face has taken you to a double-digit pitch count. Here comes the 3-2 offering. Another fastball swung on, and another one hammered foul down the left field line. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Masuda rocking himself into the set position, the 3-2 forthcoming. Fastball, another one knifed away foul. Count remains at 3-2. 12 pitches already here in this at bat. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the left-handed hitting right fielder of the Eagles gets set in the batter's box again. And here comes the full count pitch. Breaking ball misses inside. It's going to be ball 4. And Nakajima has won that at bat. They appeal down to the third base umpire, but they say it didn't go. I guess the umpires want to be there for a little bit longer, too. That'll bring up Ryusuke Tatsumi to the plate. Well, for Tatsumi, he is 1 for 3. He's got a single and 3 trips. He's grounded out and struck out looking in his 3 trips. But it looks like it is going to be a pinch hitter here. They're going to go to the bench. Interesting. It is going to be number 51 coming into the ball game, and that is going to be Yuya Ogo. Interesting. I was thinking about Ogo earlier today, and he didn't miss a game last year. But yet it is a different season this year. So the first pitch to Ogo is a breaking ball. Take it for a called strike. So no balls and 1 strike to Ogo. Right-hander checks his sign and works himself into the set position. Here comes the 0-1 offering. Kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats behind home plate. Count is 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander getting his sign. Balls and 2 strikes. Way ahead here in the count to Ogo. Now the pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball. Swung on and missed. It's the first one in the book. So you have a marathon at bat against Nakajima. And you come back with the strikeout of Ogo. That's pretty good. Pretty good pitching here. Look at that one. Masuda Able to take care of Ogo fairly quickly. That's going to bring up Hikaru Oda to the plate. And for Oda, well, he is 1 for 2. He's also walked and driven in a run as he bats here with a runner at first and 1 gone. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Keep your eye here for a potential double play opportunity. Catcher does not particularly run very well. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's driven in a run and walked, as we said. It's officially 1 for 2 in this one. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 0-2. I think that last strike call was the hurry up, let's get this game over with strike. That pitch looked like it was up a little bit high and out of the zone, but must be so if the home plate umpire says so. Here comes the 0-2 pitch as Masuda works set. Lining them outside are they here? And the pitch on the way, it is a fastball swung on it. So that's a good pitch there by Masuda as he gets Oda to go down on strikes. 2 gone here. Bring up the catcher, or bring up the pitcher's position in the batting order. We'll have to get a look here to see who they're going to send to the plate. Oh, this is still going to be Rui Muniyama. Muniyama came into this spot in the batting order, and he is officially 0 for 1. He grounded out to second his first time up. It's a first pitch fastball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Rookie got off to a good start for the Golden Eagles, and he has been a little bit quiet as of late. As the right-hander ready to go, he holds to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul behind home plate on the third base side. The count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Muniyama waiting here on the offering from the right-hander. And the pitch is on the way. Fastball swung on, grounded foul over on the first base side of home plate. The count is 0-2 as it does remain here to Muniyama. So Muniyama here waiting on the offering again. As he's waggling the bat, batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Masuda. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball that just misses inside. Count goes to 1-2. I'll have to say this. I know it's an 8-1 ball game, but the home plate umpire tonight not exactly showing his best game management skills. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Right-hander Masuda holds himself to the set. Here's the 1-2. Fastball swung on. This ball sliced down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble. It is going to get down. And that is going to allow the runner to go all the way around to third. They throw into second. And sliding in safely is going to be Muniyama. That's going to be a bleeder double. Better get the rag out so you can wipe off the ball. But it looks like a line drive in the books back score for Muniyama nonetheless. That is going to bring up the top of the order. It's Suki Muribayashi. And for Muribayashi, he stands over at second base. Or I should say it is going to be at second base. It'll be Muniyama and Nakajima over at third, and it brings Muribayashi to the plate. Muribayashi is 1 for 3. He has flown up to center field twice. He singled and walked on base 2 times tonight as the first pitch fastball misses outside. The count is 1-0. Our friend get installed back in the house. He's looking for that 9.5. You need a wild pitch right now to cash you that run, and you can pump a fist. Here's the 1-0. There's a split finger pitch that's down, but going around on it was Muribayashi. So 1-1 as the Moribayashi steps in here ready to get the offering from the right-hander. And the 1-1 is on the way. There's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul into the seats behind home plate. 1-2 to Moribayashi. After this half inning, we're going to run to get another drink. Thought we might be able to get it through this one here tonight with just 2 beverages, but we might have to go and get ourselves lined up with another one. Voice is just hanging in here long enough for you guys here tonight. So 1-2. As the right-hander holds set, now delivers. Breaking ball swung on and in self-defense fouled away down the right field line. Count remains at 1-2 to Moribayashi. Getting stalled said, is this the league that Ohtani came from? Absolutely. He was the Hokkaido Nippon ham fighter back in the day. Got a little bit of money for Ohtani. They were able to help put toward that new stadium that they've got in Hokkaido. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses down. Count goes to 2-2. This inning here for Masuda has been anything but easy. 13 pitch at bat to start the inning to Nakajima. A couple of strikeouts, then a single, or check that, a double. And now we've got a 2-2 count here to Moribayashi. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on. This is lined into right field. It's going to get down. Our buddy getting stalled is going to pump a fist. That's going to get a pair of runs in here for the Golden Eagles. It's going to cut the scoreline to 8-3. So a 2-run single here off the bat of Moribayashi. Coming home is Nakajima as well as Muniyama. And the scoreline now stands at 8-3. So congratulations to our buddy getting stalled. You picked yourself up a few more nickels. They have a conference on the mound. It was over very quickly. As Masuda knows what he has to do, and that's get the final out here. But it's not going to be easy. And it's going to be Watanabe who came in to pinch hit his last time up back in the 7th inning. He replaced Kobakata in the batting order. He's in and left field. He is 1 for 1 in this one. First pitch fastball misses upstairs. The count is 1-0. Getting stalled says, who do you think will be the best MLB player of all time? Or is the MLB player of all time? Got to tell you, the things that Ohtani is doing is pretty special right now. The story is not done written on him yet. There's a breaking ball that misses inside. The count is 2-0. A lot of people will say Mickey Mantle was one of the greatest players of all time. He certainly is in that conversation. Other people might say Willie Mays on his numbers quietly. 660 home runs? Here comes the 2-0 offering. Pitch on the way. The fastball misses outside. It's going to be 3-0 here now to Watanabe. Looming on deck is Asamura. This game could go sideways here in a hurry. You walk this fella here, it puts a couple runners on. Asamura coming to the plate, or potentially coming to the plate to cut the gap to a couple of runs. All of a sudden, a lead here is all of a sudden not so insurmountable. Aaron Judge is incredible, says our friend get installed. Yeah, absolutely. Aaron Judge is pretty good. As the pitch on the way is a fastball taken for a called strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. As the left-handed hitting, Watanabe ready to face Masuda again. 34 pitches already here for the right-hander in this inning. And the pitch on the way is the breaking ball swung on, grounded foul, just past the bag at first base, and the count goes now full to Watanabe. Yeah, Judge is pretty incredible, and I'd certainly say this: if Otani DH the whole year, and Judge, I would give the MVP certainly the best player in all of baseball to Judge. But when Otani is pitching and doing the things he does as the DH, my needle flips over to him right away. So here comes the 3-2 pitch yet again to Watanabe as the right-hander Masuda ready to deliver. Kicks and fires. Fastball swung on. Grounded softly over to first. Fielded by Montero. He's going to take it himself. That's going to be a ground out to 3. And that is going to do it and end the inning here for the Eagles. But they get a pair of runs in the inning. There was 2 runs on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. Moving to the bottom of the 8th inning, it is a 8-3 scoreline. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Maybe even go grab ourselves another drink after this. We got our score line. It is at 8-3. We'll be back in just a few. Carp in a commanding lead. Bottom of the 8th, just around the corner.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Shota Dobayashi slated to come to the bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Dobayashi batting 194 on the year with a homer and 4 RBIs. It is 67 at bats. As he steps in here, ready to face Ihara for the first time. Pitches a fastball, misses outside. The count is quickly 1-0. Dobayashi, also known as the Prince of Hiroshima. As the right-hander holds set, now he kicks and he fires. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul down the right field line. Count is 1-2. Very popular player for the Carp. He doesn't particularly play all the time or regular, but he has had some moments for the Carp. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, rolled over, foul over on the third base side. Count goes to 1-2 on Dobayashi. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Ihara, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside. Count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. We'll check the out-of-town scoreboard for you in just a couple moments as the right-hander holds set, now delivers. Breaking ball swung on, grounded softly over to third. Fielded there by Murabayashi, who throws to first, and that is going to retire Dobayashi on a ground out 5-3. He's in the books for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the top of the order in Omori. Scores from around the NPB. It is the night of the Central League in most cases. looks like they're going to take 5 of 6 at this point. 5-2, the Giants have the lead over the Lions. 5-1, the Swallows have the lead over the Buffaloes. That's in the top of the 9th inning. As the first pitch is on the way here to Omori, it's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Omori is officially 2 for 3 tonight. Homer, single, walk, grounded the pitcher, but he has scored 3 runs. Pitch on the way, fastball misses outside. And the count now goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And the right-hander holds set, kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. Other scores, Yokohama beat the Marines 5-0. Top of the 8th, Fighters have a 3-2 lead over the Dragons. As the 1-2 pitch ready to come here. Fastball misses outside. The count goes to 2-2. 3-0 for the Tigers over the Hawks. That game is in the bottom of the 8th inning. And of course, the game you're listening to here, 8-3 for the Carp over the Eagles. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the third base side. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is, as the left-handed hitting Omori waits here on the offering from the right-hander. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on and lifted foul on the left field line. Count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander Ihara holds set. Pitch to Omari. Breaking ball swung on, tap foul over on the third base side. And the battle will continue. It's going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up here. Sandro Fabian waiting his turn on deck. As we talked about earlier, 2 home runs tonight for Fabian. We'd have to get our Google searches going to see who the last NPB player to hit 3 home runs in a game was. Certainly Fabian has 3 hits and 4 trips tonight. And here comes the 2-2. Fastball swung on, lifted foul down the left field line. Count remains at 2-2 to Omari. Another marathon at bat here. This is going to be pitch number 9 coming up here to the left-handed hitting center fielder. And here comes the 2-2. Pitch on the way, breaking ball, swung on and missed, and Omari loses that battle. He's gone for the second out of the inning. I'll bring up the left fielder in Sandro Fabian. Well, as we mentioned, Fabian tonight, 2 hits or 2 home runs, 3 hits, 3 for 4 in this one with 4 RBIs. And if you get your Google searches going, who was the last NPB player to hit 3 home runs in a game? Well, Fabian does it here. He'll be the last. As the right-hander holds set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball that just misses low, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Again, the right-hander Ihara holds set, and the pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside. It's now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Right-handed hitting Fabian, waggling the bat. Waiting here on the offering from the right-hander as he holds to the set, now delivers. Fastball swung on a lifted foul behind home plate. 2-1 it is here to Fabian. Carp crowd in full form here tonight. As Fabian waggles his bat, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball missing, down and away. Count now runs to 3-1 on Fabian. So he's got a good pitch to hit here, or the good hitters count to hit. See if they come right after him, if they're going to stay away again. As the right-handed Fabian waits here on the right-handed offering from Miyahara. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. He just got underneath it. Moving over underneath it is the left fielder. It's going to be Watanabe who's going to haul it in. Fabian's gone for the third out of the inning. Carp go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. Top of the ninth, just around the corner. When we come back, it is a 8-3 lead for the Carp over the Eagles. We'll be back in just a few, and you guessed it, another pitching change on the docket when we return right after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Kobayashi who is taking over on the hill here as he is looking to finish this one off here. He's supposed to face Asamura, Kurihara, and Ito. So we'll see if the Eagles will be sending them to bat against Kobayashi here. We're about to find out. They do have a new left fielder. Sandro Fabian's day is done. Not unexpected there as well. It is number 96 who is in the game. That's Shosei Nakamura replacing Fabian. And the first pitch here to Asamura. Fastball center cut for a called strike. Counts 0-1. Hideto Asamura 1 for 3 and a walk today. As the right-hander kicks and delivers. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike. The count is now 0-2. That was nasty. Nasty. We'll get a look at that one there. A lot of 12-6 in that one. Right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down. Count goes to 1-2 on Asamura. Kobayashi works himself into a motion here as he kicks and delivers. Breaking ball misses down and away. Count goes even at 2-2. He's got 3 outs to get to the Carp, and they will get themselves a victory here in this one. As we said, the Central League tonight, winning all but one game in the series. A lot of very interesting games in this interleague, especially the win-losses. Pitch on the way. There is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Asimura's in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. Bring up the third baseman, and Fumiya Kurakawa actually is now the second baseman as he has replaced Hiroto Kobakata. As the right-hander ready to go again. So here we go. Here comes the first offering to Kurakawa, and the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Kurakawa 1 for 4 tonight, has a single and 4 trips. He's also reached on a fielder's choice. Oh, 1 on the way. Fastball backs him off the plate, and the count goes even at 1. To get through this here with our last little bit of a drink tonight. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2 on Kurakawa. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carp will be at it again tomorrow night. Same 2 clubs to finish the third game of the series as the 1-2 is on the way. There is a split figure pitch in the dirt, swung on and missed. Nice play there by the catcher, Sakane, to field it and throw to first. Going to retire Kurakawa. He's gone for the second of the inning. So back-to-back strikeouts here recorded by Kuribayashi. I'll bring up the left fielder, slated to bring up Yuki Ito, but I'm not sure if we're going to see Ito here because it is Watanabe who had replaced him and left. As it is going to be a pinch hitter. This is going to be Daichi Suzuki, batting .242 on the year, no homers and 8 RBIs. And the first pitch to Suzuki, a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Suzuki on the pinch hit here, as he is in the hole right away at 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. As it's on its way, it is a fastball that misses down. They appeal over to the third base umpire. Third base umpire's got a date. He goes up with the right hand. He knows the part. So no balls and 2 strikes. And now the Eagles are down to their final strike, final out. Right-hander nods in agreement, so he gets a sign that he likes. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Suzuki. As the pitch is on the way, fastball swung on, lined into right field, right to the glove of the right fielder, Sakane, and that is going to do it. And there is your ball game, everybody. It is going to be a final score of 8-3. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board here for the Golden Eagles. Your final score, 8-3, as the Carp are the victors in this one. We'll be back in just a couple moments, and we'll wrap it up for you when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. I'm not going to give you the full rundown on this one here, but I am going to tell you what you needed to know. Home run, solo shot the first inning by Omori, and then 2 2-run homers by Sandro Fabian, and a 2-run homer off the bat of Ryusuke Kikuchi was all you need to know in terms of the damage of the Carp. A couple of runs, a couple of consolation runs in the 8th inning for the Golden Eagles made it 8-3. And your final, that is your final here tonight. It'll be Dakota getting the win. He'll go to 7-5. Loss is going to go to Uchi. He drops to 3-2. Quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and then we'll tap out and call it a night. It is 5-2 final between the Giants and the Lions at the Tokyo Dome. 5-2 in the top of the ninth for the Swallows over the Buffaloes. 5-0 final. It is the Bay Stars who shut out the Marines. 3-2 for the Fighters over the Dragons. That's in the bottom of the eighth. Top of the ninth, it is 3-0 for the Tigers over the Oakland A's. The SoftBank Hawks, looking at something that flashed by in front of me. And then your final is 8-3 here in this one. Tomorrow, it is going to be the game we're going to call will be between the Bay Stars and the Marines. That'll go off at 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern. Trevor Bauer on the hill against Austin Voth. Well, hopefully you guys could be in here for that one to join us. Have a great night, everybody. Appreciate everybody who did stop in to listen. We'll see you again tomorrow. It is going to be Bay Stars and Marines. Have a great night, everybody.